Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to a journal share. I'm going to share with you finally my completed, what I hope, excuse me, Jack, what I hope is my completed Snow White Little Golden Book journal. So I had made this for a dear friend of mine to record her memories with her granddaughter. And within the book, I've used a variety of Happy Mail from a lot of different places, including Happy Mail that I've received from the recipient of this journal. So I really hope she enjoys it. I'm going to go through it and kind of explain what I did. I don't normally do these types of videos, and I don't really make journals that often. I don't know why, because they are super fun to make. So let me know in the comments if it's like if I'm showing too much, if I'm explaining too much, if I'm yakking too much, or if it's not enough. So just let me know. Okay, we'll dig in and get started. So this is a golden book that I found at my local thrift store. Okay. And on the front cover here, this is the original cover, and this is the spine. What I did with the spine is, well, I detached the front cover from the back cover and took out the signatures in the book. Okay. Golden books have two signatures. And if you want to replace the pages back into the journal, you can do that. You just have to keep in mind the order of the pages, but it's real simple to do. And for the spine, I added my own spine. So this spine is made of a piece of thick chipboard. And so, yeah, I think in a previous video ramble session, maybe I showed you the very beginnings when I first started making this book. So anyhow, I sewed in 3 signatures using baker's twine. And on the cover here, on the back and on the front, I had glued on some fabric. And for some reason, I guess it just blue and pink spoke to me this while I was making this journal. So I have some blue lace here, white and blue lace here, the pink fabric. I did add some sticky bling onto it. And let me see, sorry for the glare. As far as the glue that I used to make this is, I did use Aleene's tacky glue, okay, to put some of the stuff on and the things within the book. I also used Aleene's Fabric Fusion. That was just to let me see here. Let me open it up. I used that to actually glue the fabric to the fabric right in here, okay? And I also, after I had most of the book put together, I had seen so many people using this Fabri-Tac, but I'll tell you what, it I guess it has solvent in it, maybe, or something. Yeah, it's danger, extremely flammable when liquid. Okay, so yeah, it has a very strong odor to it. So I didn't know that. I don't think anybody's ever mentioned it, but yeah, has an odor. Anywho, oops. Anywho, okay, let's get started. All right, so let's go back to the front of the book. All right, where, sorry for the glare. Okay, so the bling, the fabric, this thing here is just a yo-yo I had in my stash and I glued on with the Fabric Fusion because fabric to fabric, you can use the Fabric Fusion. You cannot use the Fabric Fusion for, like paper to fabric. It just doesn't work well. So yeah, either use Fabri-Tac or tacky glue works just as well and there's no odor. So let's see. And then I also put, sorry for the glare, geez. I put these little book corners on. I just think it really gives a nice finished look to the book and I enjoy that. I also found these little eyelets, flower eyelets at Michael's, and these were not in the craft section or like the scrapbooking or journaling, whatever section. I found these in the sewing section where the yarn is. So yeah, and then I just attached on some really pretty blue satin ribbon. This is actually from the recipient of this book, and I just put some whatever. Oop, I need to change that around. What happened to my color there? Anyway, these are like pony beads or whatever, so I just put those on. And again, this is a book for her and her granddaughter. Okay, so we open the book. Let me show you here. I have sewn in using a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Very easy to do. And I sewed in 3 signatures. Okay, so I also added the pages of the book, which I'll show you in a minute. So since Golden Books only have 2 inserts or 2 signatures, I put the first half of the book in the first signature, the second half of the book in the last signature, and the center signature doesn't have any book pages. It just has the pages of the journal. Now, I guess most people would call this a junk journal, but I don't really. I guess it's just a journal because there's no junk involved. Okay, so let me see some more information. In the first signature, there are 11 pages, not including these 2. Okay, so starting with this, which is the actual book page, this is some trim that I sewed on with a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine, and this is some trim that the recipient had given me. So starting with this page in the first signature, there are 11 pages, and so typically you fold the pages together, okay? And so when you have 11 pages, you multiply that by 4, right? Because if you have a sheet of paper like this and you fold it in half, you have the top page, number 1, you open it up, you have this page 2, this page 3, this page, the back 4, okay? So however many pages you put into your signature, you multiply that times 4, and that gives you how many pages or writing surfaces or whatever you have. I hope that made sense. Okay, so back to the beginning. My nose is running, sorry. Okay, so in the front here, I used a sweet little clip that I had gotten in Happy Meal. Is that not adorable? Okay, and then in here is a little baggie, and I'm going to add some more goodies in here for her, but what I put in here are these little things I had made years ago, and they're super cute, right? They're just little journaling spots, and you open it up, and there it is. And then there's a slit right here so that you can close it up, and there you have it, right? So they could write whatever they want to on here, put a little sticky tape or glue and stick it right into the book, and they have like a little journaling spot. So I had some of those that I added. And then I added, I don't know, I think I made about 6 of these. So these are envelopes that I made out of old, scrapbook paper that I had laying around. Inside, scrapbook paper again. And I edged it with my Distress ink pads. And I have these cute little girly ephemera pieces. So I glued one on there, and then it's just a journaling spot, right? With a little envelope that they can write either notes to each other and stick them in, or however she wants to use them. And then these are some of the die cuts from the ephemera pack. So I, just in keeping with the theme of the book, and the colors pink and blue, so I thought that would be cute for her. And then here are just more of the envelopes with, let's get this out, Elizabeth. Oh, come on now. What happened here? Really? Of course this has to happen when I'm filming. Okay. Maybe something got stuck in here somewhere. All right, I'm done messing with that one. I'll fix that one later. But same deal, okay? And then same with this one, in which case I cannot now get it out. Like, what is going on here? There we go. Golly day. All right, yeah, I'll have to work on that one. So, again, I just put a cute little embellishment on there, and they can use it for note cards. Okay. And again, I'm gonna, put in like more stickers and more fun stuff that they can use to decorate the book. I did leave the book rather plain. I did not go through it and put, stickers and little, what's it called? Like words or stamps or any of that stuff. I wanted to leave it fairly plain so that she could do a lot of writing in here. Okay, so just a decorative doily. I think I'm going to print out a picture of her and her granddaughter and stick it right there. Here's a little charm that I put on. This is just a piece of painted deli paper charm on a paper clip with just a scrap piece of fabric that I sewed on. And this says friends. And then this is the beginning of the book. Now, these here are little yo-yo paper clips that I made last year. This is just a piece of felt covering the back of it here. Again, I use the fabric fusion because it's fabric to fabric, works really well together. Put the button on and glued that on with tacky glue. And with the button, I didn't sew the button onto the yo-yo, okay? I just simply put the thread through the holes in the button and then glued it on top. So there's that. I think I have a video on how I made those. Again, the trim. Here I made little tabs using this tab punch, okay? So, these tabs actually were from the front cover of the scrapbook paper pack that I used, and I couldn't even tell you what the name of that pack is, because it's just old scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, but I thought it went really well with the colors and everything of this particular journal. This note paper in here I'd showed you before is really easy to use. I had gotten the notebook or the note paper from one of these just random journals that I have on my shelf, and I took the staples out. The pages are already connected, right? So they're easy to sew into the signatures. And then all I had to do was cut a little bit off the top and bottom to make them fit. So that worked out really well. And I have a lot of these journals, so I'm glad I was able to use up those papers. Okay, and then in here, this is, now that I'm looking at it and now that it's all complete, this probably isn't the best idea, although it is a super cute idea. It is 2 envelopes that I've put together and then glued them together, cut off the side so that it becomes a pocket, put a little punch here, so that you can easily grab whatever's in it. And these are note cards that I got in Happy Mail a while back, so I'm glad I'm using these up. And yeah, so it's just a little pocket. The only problem I have, or would have if I was the recipient, so you learn something new every time you do one of these, is that when you're on this page and you're writing, right, you're journaling, it's bumpy. So I'm going to have to tell my girlfriend to get like a piece of cardboard or a file folder or something that is a little more sturdy and stick in here so that she can write on the pages, because this little thing here is a little bumpy. And then, of course, like I said, I added a little card. Here's a little journaling card. This is a little decorated paper clip, just super simple. I just took a tiny scrap of lace, folded it over the paper clip, and then stapled it on with my tiny attacher. So it just adds a cute little, embellishment. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did not staple this, so I need to do that. Here comes Fred, excuse me. Sorry. More pages from the book. Ledger paper, this is just old ledger paper. More writing space. This is a little vintage flashcard that I stitched in here using my sewing machine, and some extra journaling cards, or she can use this like to put a photo of her or her granddaughter or whatever the case is. More writing paper, more journaling cards, cute little, fabric trim attached to a paper clip. In here is note paper that she can use. I also received this in Happy Mail. And so yeah, I decided to use it in here, give her more space to write. Okay. Here's one of those envelopes with, hopefully it's not stuck. I'm going to have to go through the whole book now and make sure they're not stuck together. This is just scrapbook paper. And this right here, let me see. Yeah, this right here was actually 2 pieces of scrapbook paper that I overlapped. They were 2 12 by 12 sheets. I cut them down to size to fit the height of the book. And then I overlapped them about 3 inches, sewed down the sides of it, and then folded it in half, right? Well, then what I did after I folded it in half, there was a lot of excess left because it was extra long now. So I cut that off to fit the width of the book. And then I used those extra pieces to make pockets, okay, on either side. So I hope that explains some of that. I did that to extend the paper, because in The golden books, let me see, your pages are going to be about 6.5 inches wide. So if you're using a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper and you fold it in half, it's only going to be 6 inches. So you're going to be left with half an inch on the side, which is no big deal. You can obviously, with journals like this, you can have pages of all different sizes, but I just wanted to extend the page. So that's how I did that. I hope that explained it. Trim that she had given me, more writing paper with the tabs. This is a pocket. Let me bring it up to you. Now, it looks sewn onto the paper. It is not. Okay, what I did was I took just a piece of extra scrapbook paper. I cut a doily in half, and then I did a punch of the same scrapbook paper, put it all together on here, and then sewed it, took it to my sewing machine and sewed it. Then I took the sewn piece of paper and attached it with tacky glue to make a pocket, okay? And then here are more beautiful note papers that I'd received in Happy Mail, sewed some trim on the side. This is, again, more Happy Mail notes. This is the inside of the signature, the center of the signature. So I did little hearts on a string, which I always see on these little journals, and I think it's just so cute. So I did that. And then this, of course, the rest of it is all the same as the first half of the signature, right? So added a little bit of washi tape. This was to actually cover up some stitching. This is some trim that she had given me. Book pages. This is the other side of that extended scrapbook thing. So I have a little pocket here, more note paper, cute little embellished, very simply embellished paper clip with some a journaling card that she and her granddaughter can write on about the things that they love about each other. Writing paper, tab, more ledger paper, book paper. This is the other side of that envelope thing that in hindsight isn't such a great idea, but you can still, you know, like I said, you could put like a hard platform in here to write on, so that won't be a big deal. Journaling cards, little embellished, simply embellished paper clip, more notebook paper with some washi tape, book pages, and the other side of the jelly print. I just added that in for some color, and then the doily. And excuse me again, I'm so sorry. That is the end of the first signature. Now the second signature is basically the same, only without the book pages. Okay, so I added in a lot of like journaling cards. Here's another card with a note card in it, an envelope, I'm sorry, with a note card in it, another pretty little yo-yo paper clip, embellished paper clip, another pocket that appears to be sewn in, but it's not. It's just sewn outside of the book and then glued in the book. More note paper, ledger paper. This is just an extra piece of scrapbook paper I had left over. So I simply folded up the edge, put a little notch in it, and attached it with washi tape on either side, right? So it's not glued or anything. It's just washi taped around. And then she can put like a Project Life card or a picture or whatever. More of the note paper, and it goes on like that. I also did another one of these extended scrapbook papers with the pocket in them for this. This is just part of an embellishment pack. It's like a paper clip. And some more note cards, and on she goes, right? So again, I did this very plain. I did not embellish it with a whole bunch of stuff on the papers itself because I wanted her to be able to have the opportunity to decorate it the way she wants, or put her own stickers in, or however she wants to design her journaling. And then even on these papers here, like her granddaughter could sit down one day maybe and draw a picture and have it in here. How sweet would that be, right? So yeah, lots of ways and places to journal and to stick things if that's what they want. Another piece of notebook paper. This is the center of the middle signature, and then on she goes from there. Same old, same old. Another pocket, more journaling tags, more embellished paper clips. Just real simple, more note paper. This is the other side of that thing. I put a little like a vintage card in here because I know my friend loves elephants. Yeah. So this is another sewn, what appears to be a sewn in pocket, but it's not. And some more sweet note paper in here. And then this is the end of, this is like a little tuck spot here. So this is the end of the middle signature. And then the last signature is exactly the same as the first signature. So I have the little scrap of fabric sewn on. I have some jelly paper just to add some pretty color. Trim added, another yo-yo embellished paper clip, book pages from the book, and then same thing. Okay, so this half of the book is exactly the same as the last half. And then on the inside covers, I have these embellishments here. This is just lace I found at a garage sale, and I tacked it on here probably with the fabric fusion glue. And I just did it to cover up some of the seams, you know. It's on the front and the back of the book. And then I left this part open because I do want to keep at least a bit of the integrity, right? And integrity of the original book, right? And then down here, so funny, my girlfriend, who this is going to, sent me this ribbon, uniquely handmade. So I cut off a little bit of it and I stuck it on here. And then somewhere on here, in here, I'm going to sign my name. Always sign your work so that people know where they got it from. And then here's the back. I didn't do anything special to it other than what I did on the spine. So there it is in all its glory. I'm going to go back through it real quickly before I package it up and send it out, just to make sure, obviously, that all of the cards come out of the envelopes and everything is ship shape and my beads are on properly. Anyway, okay, so there it is. I hope she enjoys it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about it or how I did something, sorry for the glare, or whatever, go ahead and ask me in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me.